How's it going, guys? Taking the engine out of a 2001 to 2005 Honda Civic. Got this car, and somebody's already taken the valve cover, already taken the wiring harness, and a lot of this stuff loose. It didn't have to be. We're going to pull this one out the top, ordinarily come out the bottom with the subframe. We're going to take the engine and transmission both with this. So basically what we're going to do here, what we've already done, first of all, take the exhaust manifold off. The bolts up here at the collector, the engine mount on the driver's side, the top. You want to take the whole engine mount off of the transmission. You want to take the bolt out of the front engine mount. Let's see if I can see it right down there. And the bolt out of the rear, which is right back there. So at that point in time, you're going to be free. Lay the wiring harness over. All the belts and stuff need to come off. The power steering pump, this is already all disassembled. The AC compressor is already gone, as you can see. Usually you would just take that loose and lay it off to the side. Okay, see a little better over here. And this engine did have a rod knocking. The kid said he switched the rod bearing, didn't turn the crank, did it in the car. So we all know that won't work. So we're going to take it out. We have another engine to put in it. That's pretty much it up here. What you are going to have to do, you are going to have to take the wheels off, the front wheels. You want to take the lower ball joint out. And to take the lower ball joint out, you can see right there, you pop that off of there. You're also going to take the sway bar link off. The sway bar link is right back over here, because if not, that's going to hold the lower control arm where you can't push it down to pop it out. You do not have to take the strut bolts out. At that point in time, you can take the big nut off the end of the axle, and you can slide the axle out. You can see the axle slid out and it's laying there. So the next step is to slide it out of the transmission and take the CV axle all the way out. You see on the other side, it's the same way. It's pretty easy to do. You just got to try to get the bottom ball joint out without destroying the rubber boot on it. This one is a manual, so you only take the shifter cables loose up here. At this point, we just took the whole bar out. There's 3 bolts with a little bracket and lifted it out of the way. And of course, your coolant lines back here that go to the engine. Anything that's connected to the car, of course, needs to be unhooked. This car already had the throttle body and everything taken off. Like I said before, you don't have to do that. The wires go inside to the computer, if you can see it or not. I'll show you inside the door. The computer just unplugs. It's up behind the glove box. And you just pull the wiring out after it's unplugged out of the computer. And of course, don't forget, if you're just taking the engine out, you do not have to take the transmission out by any means. We're doing this because the transmission is having a scratching problem in second gear, probably needs a synchro, and for the engine swap. Since it is a manual, have the slave cylinder up here, you have to undo that. If it is a automatic, you're going to have 2 transmission lines going to the bottom of the radiator, and they come off with just clips or rubber lines, squeeze clamps. Okay, so here you see the engine's removed from the car. You see the subframe down here. You would take out the bottom, and the engine's on the cherry picker. Up here you can see how greasy it is. And a lot of you guys that know these cars, you know it's supposed to have aluminum oil pan, not a steel. This one has a brand new steel oil pan. We're not really sure what happened. The PCV line's ripped off. There's timing cover's broken. The bolt's not in there. It does have a new water pump in it, as you can see down there. And just tons and tons of other problems. That usually comes from somebody not having the timing belt cover on right and the belt's rubbing it. So you can see, guys, what happens when a kid usually has these. Somebody doesn't know really what they're doing. Try to work on it, which we understand everybody needs to start out somewhere. You can see he has on the factory seal, he's plastic dipped. The front lug nuts were cross-threaded on around the back of the car, and it's got the little shithead stickers on the back window. And of course, this is Kevin's favorite. You got the plastic dip trim on the inside. He loves that. Loves that kind. And that's pretty much it, guys. Somebody wouldn't have had their hands in this. It'd been a pretty easy job, but it turned it into pretty much a total nightmare. Luckily, he has another engine to switch out the whole thing. We don't have to worry about it.